long time finishing up with Hassan over there in the other room. Are you still there, Ian? You need to make a content comp on H3H3 before the whole entire Creator Clash 3 event goes down, Ian. Ian, are you there? Ian, don't you want to get pegged? If you want to get pegged, then you have to make this content comp video. And you also need to brush your teeth. Your breath smells horrible.
Ugh. That's how I imagine every single day Idubbbz has to wake up in that household with Anissa. Now, before this video begins, I was told privately that my background of my room is actually quite boring. So I'm gonna go find some nice decorations for y'all. Hold on, let me see what I can do here to make it a little bit better for you guys. Now, I don't know if you can see that behind me, but that's a Kool-Aid packet. That's the closest thing I can find to a decoration in my room until my posters come in, so for now, that's the background decoration for this video. This video, I want to discuss everything that's happened because as of recently, Creator Clash 3 has been canceled completely. No matter what runners for it, it's all been canceled 100% of the way through. There is nothing else they can do about it. The event has completely died. It is in the gravestone. It is absolutely eliminated off the face of this planet. And ever since my last video, I've been holding on to quite a few clips. And what are those clips? There are the clips of when H3H3 brought Ian's coach on to discuss a bunch of the drama stuff. So I'm going to be going through most of the clips here and a lot of the drama leading up to Creator Clash 3 failing in this video. So of course, before this video begins, like usual, like and subscribe if you enjoy, and let's go look at every single clip in particular and exactly what happened.
Oh shit, here we go again.
So like he went to a range day with me one time. Like we used to talk a lot about content creation and stuff. And COVID rolls around, I get bored at home, so I make an OnlyFans where I'm showing my meat.
Really?
And, well, basically, I'm taking a steak and I'm rating a steak. And like,
see, that's the reaction that you're supposed to have. Genius.
I thought it was funny. So I'd be wearing like just an apron. Of course, I'm wearing like boxers underneath. And I'd reach down and be like, "This is my OnlyFans," and this is an A5 Wagyu from down the street. And I would talk about it. And I sent it to Ian, and he got mad and called me and like said I was making fun of Anissa, and like I wasn't. I just thought it was a funny bit because I was sitting at home during COVID. And
you'll never understand what it's like to be an ally.
Yeah, it was. He like said stuff like that, and yeah. Just like haven't talked to him since. That was like 5 years ago.
Over that?
Yeah, and I've like texted him and tried to reconnect with him. He just won't talk to me anymore.
Now, to start off this whole entire thing is, of course, the donut operator clip, as you've just recently seen. Now, he's mentioned a bunch of things in this clip, and I want to say ahead of time, I love Donut Operator, the Unsubscribed podcast, and everybody surrounding it. They're fucking amazing to listen to, and I'm so happy I got to listen to the Unsubscribed podcast before this whole entire thing reached Twitter. It felt fucking amazing to be ahead of something for once. But the whole entire thing is stupid. A brand new backstab to add to the list. He's stabbing people in the back more than O.J. Simpson. There is nothing that he can do in this situation. Everybody has been completely backstabbed by Ian ever since he met Anissa Jomha, his husband, his handler, and it's just looking terrible. What?
You don't understand what it means to be an ally.
Are you fucking kidding me? A joke about OnlyFans is too far for the mighty Ian Idubbbz. I'm almost certain that Anissa had to write that one out and just send it behind Ian Idubbbz back, because there's no fucking way that this was actually up to Ian to do. And again, it's just so stupid. That's the thing that ends the whole entire relationship. And again, a brand new confirmation that they were friends before, that he's been to a range day, that he's shot guns with these guys before, something that's very close to these guys. And then of course, oh no,
you made an OnlyFans joke. That's too far. Yeah, there's a limit on comedy here, gamers. We can't go that far. You can't be an ally through that.
Are you fucking kidding me? Idubbbz has been completely neutered, and that's just the very first clip to show that he got his balls cut off by Anissa over there, because there's no fucking doubt that if Anissa wasn't in the picture there, that he would not be friends with this guy. Again, just an immediate rabbit hole to go down, and not a very good first clip as we continue on.
Do you have any commentary about his potential body odor?
I mean, I say it's true. I smell all the time. It's horrible. A good example is this, because Michael's so nice and he doesn't want to say it, but here's the thing. When we're in fight camp, he does 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the evening, okay?
For the first fight he did. Well,
yeah,
for the first part of the first fight, not for the actual camp.
Correct.
During the camp was when he cut out his 2 days, and that was the most important time to be doing 2 days.
Yes, so he would smell so bad that when he comes back in the afternoon to train, he doesn't shower in between his sessions. And so like the coaches that are training other, members there would just like look at us with the weirdest face, like a stink face. And then Michael would try to take Ian to the corner corner where there's not a lot of members of the gym, so they don't have to smell it.
I tried taking
So
the open doorway.
Yeah, so that does happen. I'm not lying. It's true. He doesn't shower.
He stunk up the gym so bad you had to move him away from people.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let me just sit with that.
0.5 hotter, as if like he fucking his breath didn't stink all the time.
Something. It's alleged by Anissa herself that Ian has both bad breath and he shits in his pants frequently. Do you have any data on that? Having been in close proximity with him?
No.
Ian.
I don't want to just talk shit about him, but like there would be times, for example, before the first event, where he was talking about getting tonsil stones, and he was saying he was going to get strep throat because he had tonsil stones.
Ew.
And I said, Ian, tonsil stones don't cause strep throat. Tonsil stones are because you're not brushing your fucking teeth. And so he was like, oh, okay, hygiene. And I'm like, yeah, fool, like you need to brush your teeth, and you like.
Wait, hold on. That shouldn't be something you need to hear from your boxing coach. Brush your teeth. That's something. See, that's knowledge he should have come to you with.
Yeah. He was worried about getting sick. Like, so, yeah. So.
Was it Career Clash 1 or 2 where Anissa sent us, it was the day of training for one of the CC1 or 2, I can't remember which one. And she sent us a photo of his tongue. And she said, oh, I think he might have like bad breath and it's causing.
No, tonsil. She said tonsil stones.
Hold on. Go back. Why did she send you a picture of his tongue?
They thought it would show us that he was going to get strep throat.
Yeah, so he couldn't.
And I'm like, because they were trying to say he's going to get sick before the event. And it can happen if you train too hard before an event. You run your immune system down, so then you can get sick. But we weren't training too hard for him to get sick.
Yeah.
Oh God! Why didn't anybody tell me? Oh my God! My insides are on fire!
Sorry, I thought I smelled Ian Idubbbz from over here. That is terrible. How can you smell so bad that a bunch of sweaty boxers in a boxing camp are going to be I need a bag so unbelievably quickly because Ian Idubbbz has stepped into the room. Holy shit, that's a whole brand new level of personal hygiene that I don't think anybody has ever been able to match. He has the Reddit moderator type of hygiene schedule. Screw having a shower in between working out. Hell, I have a shower before I work out and after I work out to make sure I don't stink up the fucking place. Jesus Christ, how is it that unbelievably bad? And the fact that Anissa is also saying this in her own streams and stuff like that, just to put Ian down a fucking level as well, just to bully him deeper into the fucking dirt. He's 6 feet deep with the bullying that's been happening to him. But how can it possibly be that bad? When you go through the whole entire reference here, and this is just the smallest component. This isn't the biggest one. This isn't the biggest gigantic point that you can make, but holy shit, it's still something to show how the fuck far he's fallen down. And I don't know if he genuinely smelled bad beforehand. I don't know when he met up with H3 or when he met up with the cancer crew that everything was just absolutely smelling so bad where everybody's just like throwing up all over the fucking place. But again, just shows exactly where Ian Idubbbz is at. I think he's just so unbelievably depressed with the situation he's in. He's just given up on personal hygiene, which is a massive yikes.
By the way, there's this clip here I want to watch. I've been having it on standby. It's when you referenced the toxic masculinity comment aimed towards you.
Other than boxing. Oh, you don't have time or energy to do anything other than boxing. There's just like a lot of things that I've had to learn along the way. Like my coach is a tough ass guy. You know, he's got a little of the toxic male qualities, and it's made it hard sometimes because.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Yep. Like, dude, please. Like, I don't understand. You were literally made videos with Filthy Frank, okay? And now you're like, I can't. He was a little toxic, and it made it hard for me. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Yeah, and by the way, compared to all the other coaches that I know, you came off seeming like super nice and like not pushy. Yeah.
I know how to be soft with certain people, and then I'll be harder with other people. But if they can't, the sport's already so hard to begin with. This is one of the things I've been involved in fighting for over 25 years. So the sport is so hard to begin with that if you're getting more shit from your coach than you can handle, you're gonna have a bad performance, right? So each person you have to treat so differently. So some of my fighters might need me to yell at them, slap them before the event, and really like get to a different kind of savagery. And then other people are very soft, and so you kind of, well, mostly Ian was the softest, but
is he the softest fighter you've ever trained?
What that?
Is he the softest fighter you've ever worked with?
Well, he hated boxing.
101, 102, 103, 104,
105. Whew. Wow. That was a very difficult training session. I'm sorry for being so unbelievably toxically masculine preparing for my boxing match. Are you fucking kidding me? Training for a sport where you're getting punched in the face. The whole entire thing is, in Ian Idubbbz' mind, has to be toxically masculine. There's no point where you look at a fucking boxer and be like, he's unmasculine. He's fucking fighting in the ring, getting beat down so he can win money in a fucking event. How could you be this fucking dumb? Are you fucking kidding me? Jesus Christ. Honestly, if he's this soft, honestly, I would bring him to a fight. I would fight Idubbbz, Ian Idubbbz, if he doesn't really understand. I bet a 2-year-old with fucking cancer could beat Idubbbz if he thinks that this is a whole entire toxically masculine sport. You have to train hard, you have to work hard if you want to win a fight. No wonder Alex Wasabi beat his ass. Dr. Mike was gonna beat his ass regardless, and Nisa said it herself.
And he still would have lost to Dr. Mike even if he could breathe and didn't have fractured chest.
But of course, there is no way he was ever gonna win any single fight if this was his mindset going in. And you can't be soft in a sport like this. You can't get punched in the fucking face and be like, oh, it's too hard, it's too aggressive. It doesn't work like that. You can't do that shit. That's not how boxing works. God damn it. Jesus Christ.
We actually had asked Ian if he could help us open a gym, not even financially, because at the time we were okay. So we were like, hey, could you just help us out by signing as a guarantor? And he had told us in no world could he ever help us.
He said that?
Literally.
He said it like in a mean way?
Yes. In no world. He said, in no world could I help you.
Why would he respond like that?
He did.
Yeah,
he
so...
did.
Wait, why? When was that? When did he say that?
That was
right after the second creator class.
Yeah, it was
in no world can I help you?
September of 2020. It was actually like a year.
It was July. No, I know exactly, and I know exactly because I remember when we found that spot. So we found a spot in July 2023 after CC2, and I didn't think that like the 250K hit them that hard because when they made it seem like, oh, they're fine and they're moving on and all these other things, right? And so Michael and I had the capital for our business, but we needed a personal guarantor to help us because we have a new LLC. And so I told Michael, you know, maybe we should ask Ian and Nisa because when they came to us, they had no fight promoter, they had no manager, they had nothing. They were just the two of them, and we didn't know who the hell they were, right? But we stuck it out with them, and we helped them. So even if they couldn't be that personal guarantor for us, they can guide us, right? They can be like, hey, let me give you some referrals or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but instead they responded with, "In no world would we or would we like help you guys."
Why so mean? Why were they so mean?
And I believe that was Anissa texting, not Ian, because those are her words. She always uses the words "in no world." That's her favorite word.
Yeah.
And again, the backstabbing continues. Of course, all they asked for was a guarantor, and the same thing, H3H3 only asked for you to say, hey, CPS being called on me is not good. My household is clean. That's all H3H3 wanted to say, and all you had to do was sign on a piece of fucking paper to say, God damn. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know what to say. This is absolute gob-stopping gamer moments for me. It makes no sense in any world, in no world as a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, why he wouldn't just be able to put his shit down on the fucking paper. And again, as they stated in the video, it could have possibly been in Nisa, and this is why everyone's like, she's a puppet master behind the scenes for every little thing. And then she acts all innocent online, like she didn't deserve any of the criticism or hatred on the way back, when she's the one who's basically running everything behind the scenes, it seems. It's just so stupid on how that works. Again, such a basic question, such a basic request. This isn't something crazy. This isn't where you have to sit down and spend 30 minutes and spend your own fucking income to help this business out. They helped you. The good, nice thing that any normal human being would do is be like, do you know what? Let me help you on something at very least easy. They didn't ask for the fucking world. They asked you to put your name on a piece of fucking paper. You goddamn idiots. Jesus Christ, you backstabbing scum. It can't get any worse than this.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich what?
An idiot sandwich, Chef Ramsay.
Before he was supposed to start training for his fight camp, right? But then they didn't come and train, and then she decided that she was gonna have her tits removed, like during his fight camp.
Oh, that was the second one. That was
I said CC2.
Oh, yeah.
So hold on, yeah, I remember, by the way, a long time ago, they came out to hang out with me and Hila, and you know, I find it interesting that she seemed to have always hated me, despite, you know, pretending to be my friend for a long time. But she came over, and we were hanging out, and she just was like, "So I'm getting fake boobs," and I was like, "Okay, great, good for you." And then next thing I know, she had them removed. Like less than a year later, I was like, "Okay, I guess, you know." What? Why? I guess. What was she saying, that it was uncomfortable or something?
I mean, it probably hurt her back.
I mean,
What are you doing?
She told me that.
I do that in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, she always blames it on everybody. She blames it on her doctor. She told me personally that she wasn't too sure about it, and then her doctor told her to go too big, and now she's not happy, and she's gonna get it taken out. But it's like, out of all the times that you could have done it after CC1,
so you're saying you're saying she did it during training camp?
Yes.
Yes. Why does it have to be anyone else's fault but your own? Take some fucking responsibility.
Idubbbz, I need to get my titties removed. Stop training. Stop it.
Are you fucking kidding me? One of the biggest events where you're possibly gonna have your wife Idubbbz get into the fucking ring and fight a guy who's been training non-stop to beat the fucking piss out of him, but no. I need to get my tits removed, therefore you can't be there, and that's just fucking stupid. At this fucking point, she will use any fucking excuse to get him out of anything. The same thing happened at Max Mofo's wedding. She apparently had to get a tattoo removed or a tattoo appointment or whatever the fuck happened back then too. And another thing that she mentioned is that she blamed the doctors for everything and how her tits were, which, funnily enough, is something that I just remember from the H3H3 content cop, where Idubbbz specifically said, you need to take accountability. Now, do you think throughout all this that Anissa has taken accountability? Fuck no, she hasn't. As a matter of fact, she did everything but take accountability. She's blamed quite literally everybody else and everything else except for herself for any type of issue.
I don't understand why I get backlash for anything. It doesn't make any sense. I'm just Ian's wife.
But at the same time, everything else behind this scene, she's a complete and utter douchebag. And you expect not everybody to just forget about you in the background? Or when anybody brings up your name, or whenever you do anything stupid, or you say something stupid on Twitter, you think nobody's just gonna fucking think about that? Or just gonna, oh no, it's everyone else's fault. Are you fucking kidding me? It's just so stupid. It's such a stupid idea, and it's such a stupid thing to happen. Blocking boxing training, where you're about to get into a very toxically masculine ring, and fight another guy over some money and over charity, we'll talk about that a little bit more later. But then, like, I'm gobstopped. It gets worse. The stairs are going down. They're taking an elevator at this point, all the way down to the basement. He used to be on the 100th floor in the executive apartment building, and now he's at the fucking basement. There's gonna be at one point where he's gonna find a way to dig himself deeper through the basement with a pickaxe. And do you know who's the one who's gonna give him the pickaxe? Anissa. Almost can promise you that.
I'm a child bride survivor, and at the age of 12, I was put into a child marriage from the time I was 12 until 23. Within my child marriage, I had 2 kids when I was 15 and 17. And this happened in America, okay? And Ian and Nisa are well aware of my story because I've had them at my home, they've seen my kids and everything. And so last year, right, 2024, I learned that there was a House bill in Washington State trying to pass House Bill 1455 to end child marriage. And so when I learned of this bill, I thought to myself, even though it had been 15 years since I escaped my prison, like, this is a chance for me to come forward and tell my story. I sent, so Michael and I went to Olympia in Washington. We met with politicians. We lobbied to support the bill. I gave my public testimony to support the bill, and I was on Seattle Times and television and everything. And I reached out to Ian and Nisa, and I asked them if they could help, share the information, because it was really important to me that this bill passed, and they just both left me on red. But guess what? Today, when they saw the highlights on Ian's story that we were going to be on here, Ian and Nisa was texting me and Michael, and they were like,
they ignored us when we were like trying to fight child marriage, but then when they found out,
are they pro child marriage?
Yeah,
it makes one. Yeah, begs the question. Wait, so how? And if you're uncomfortable talking about this, refrain. But it sounds. How did you get married at 12?
So basically, in Washington State, there's no law to prevent parents from marrying their children. So as long as there's a parental consent, then the judge on it and it happens, it could just marry a child at the age of 2.
What?
What the fuck?
Oh, sorry. I was just about to ghost a friend over here. He was asking for support, and honestly, it was a very stupid thing to support. I don't really understand. I was just looking at his message, and I thought it was so stupid how my friend of mine was just going to be talking about assault, and how he's going to go on a live saying assault is bad. But, I was just going to ghost the dude, honestly. It just doesn't make any sense to me why I'd ever respond to this kind of thing. It makes no sense, honestly. It's just such a stupid thing. Are you kidding me? Child marriage. Child marriage. At this point, like, they would probably ghost anybody who's like, oh, trying to bring awareness to child trafficking. Again, these guys aren't asking for much. They're not asking for a whole entire video on child marriage. They're asking for most likely a tweet or an Instagram post or something along those lines. But no, none of that. Not a second in a podcast experience. Nothing. Just ghosted them. But the second it affects them, oh, now we need to go and discuss everything. Now we need to go and deeper talk about everything. We need to talk about our feelings now. Now we need to talk about our feelings after the whole entire thing's happened. Are you fucking kidding me again? At this point, I have a weird feeling these guys are just using people at this point. And I think Anissa is doing the exact same thing. And I think she's doing it with the same community that, like, the Hassan Piker community and the Hassan Piker friend base. Because at this fucking point, there's no reason why they wouldn't be able to communicate this. There's no unbelievable reason other than they're either lazy or they just use people until they come out of use, and then the second they're out of use, fuck them. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with H3H3. Now that he's out of use, oh, well, it's fine. Now we got the Hassan Piker friends. Now they're going to be useful. And then the second they decide to turn their back on him, who the fuck else are they going to do this to? And if it's not Ian Idubbbz, and I have a weird feeling that it's never Ian Idubbbz who's doing half these things that they're talking about, I have a weird feeling it's just Anissa at this fucking point. And again, I don't want to ham down on Anissa, and it's not because she's a woman. It's not because I'm an incel. I've been in a happy relationship for 3 years. There's no reason for me to go and talk about Idubbbz in these situations, mostly because, yes, he is a contributor to most of this shit, but at the same fucking time, she's the one who seems to be the whole entire thing about this. She's the one who's his manager, right? So, again, I don't understand this. A very simple thing, and all you had to do was a single fucking tweet. Type. She's able to tweet about every other fucking thing imaginable in the universe, but not about child marriage and how this person here who's helped you create a whole entire boxing platform on a huge gigantic event, you couldn't help her out. That's just, again, it's just you're going so low. It's just such a low fucking blow. I feel my testicles in pain from the amount of low blows these guys are giving to quite literally everyone else in their vicinity. It is stupid.
Because you've already exposed her for being like the first person that Ian's ever been with, right?
Yes.
So in my opinion, what happened was she even told us, she used to always tell her mom, I'm going to be with a millionaire. And so we think that once she
used
kind
to
of got
tell her mom that she would be with a millionaire? How do you know
Her mom
that?
told her that it had to be someone rich.
How did you know that?
Well, she told us.
could tell us that.
It was, I remember exactly. It was when we were in Vegas going to the other podcast, and we were inside the Uber, and we were with Ian and Anissa, and Anissa said that, like, her mom only had 2 expectations for her to marry someone that was rich and also to be of her religion, right? And so she said that Anissa goes, well, I mean, I didn't get someone that was of my religion, but at least I got one part of it right. He's rich. And then she, like, laughed about it, and he was in the car, and you could tell he was bothered by it.
I was bothered.
Who wouldn't be bothered by that?
This is awesome.
Yeah, this is on. It's like a fountain.
This is awesome.
Do you know what? Hold on a second. I know exactly how to attract Anissa over. Just give me 1 second. I'll be back. Hey, Anissa. See what I got here? I got a couple of coins. Soon enough, I'm gonna be rich. I've done it, ladies and gentlemen. I've attracted Anissa. It's a very effective tactic. You know, it's a nice like deer call for her. All you need to do is just. And then Anissa just starts running over, because this is stupid. And again, this is why I said earlier in the last clip that I don't genuinely believe that Ian is kind of the whole entire thing here, or that I believe Ian is the main subject and why, you know, everything is happening. I genuinely believe it is Anissa at this point, for that specifically. How could you do this? Again, to a man, in the same fucking car. Hell, I mean, I would understand maybe a Discord chat, you know, some behind his back. In the fucking car. This is why we call Idubbbz a fucking cuck. Because this is exactly what happens. You see her say this in front of you. You have to realize she's a gold digger at that point. You can make a joke about it. Yeah, sure, you can make a joke about, oh, I'm totally with him for money. That's very funny. But again, seriously? That's the thing you're gonna say? I swear to God, if my girlfriend said that in front of my fucking face, I am hopping out of that car no matter how. If it's 60 miles per hour, I would be jumping out the fucking car window. There's no doubt about that. How can you go this low? It continues to get lower. These clips itself just just reinforce everything that's been happening recently. It just makes no sense. She's clearly in it for the fucking money, but again, she's also the same person that says she hates big businesses and bad people and all this kind of shit. She hates it. She wants to be a socialist. You can't have fucking both. You can't be like, I'm so happy I married a rich man, and be like, oh no, I'm against the whole entire, you know, economy and everything else like that. Fuck homeowners and everything else like that. Fuck them. They're assholes. That's just not how this shit works.
This next question is very salacious, so it's totally up to you. You can pretend like you don't even know what I'm talking about if you want. But what I've heard is that she was hitting on one of his sparring partners and was obsessed with him and gave him a VIP pass to the event.
A lot of his sparring partners got the passes, but she definitely had a big crush on one of the guys that would come in and spar with them, because anytime they would spar, she would just be super into it and watch every moment. And then even if he would like beat Ian up, she'd be very into it. And then
I want to say that I want to say that before. So Anissa never gave shout outs to Michael training Ian at all, but she put out the first video of Ian like getting hit, rocked in sparring when Ian was sparring with her crush. Yeah,
it was our friend Gabe.
She shared it.
Yeah,
and we have a clip too. You guys can share.
I would call him Gorgeous Gabe.
I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, Ian, but you're cooked, buddy. You're cooked.
Now, again, there's no doubt that you know, you can be dumb enough to not really see it happen, or you can be so socially inept that you don't really see that somebody else is hitting, or that your girlfriend is hitting on somebody. But through all the clips and all the discussions and everything that we've seen so far, there is no fucking doubt in my mind that he should have known everything here. Let's give this man a private pass. Let's cheer this man on as he beats up my husband. Are you fucking kidding me? How stupid do you have to be? Everybody is telling you what the fuck is going on. I don't know if Anissa's quieting it down.
Shh. Ian, don't look at Twitter. Just don't look at Twitter. No matter what, stay off Twitter. Delete the app. Delete it.
Everybody's been saying to this man what's happening, what Anissa's doing, and he clearly can't fucking see it. He's got the rose-tinted glasses on. He doesn't really know what the fuck is going on anymore. There's no doubt about it anymore. There's nothing that you can do about this anymore. At this point, he's so stuck deep into it, there's nothing that you can do. There's no more signs. He can literally she can literally fuck somebody in front of him, and he will probably be fine with it at this fucking point, because the amount of levels that we've gotten to, there's no way he's so love drunk at this fucking point that he doesn't really know what the fuck is going on with him. This is concern trolling, by the way. This is Ian, just for you in your last video, this is 100% concern trolling, by the way. There's no doubt about it. Fucking hell, this guy needs to get something else. I'm telling you right now. And Anissa will leave Idubbbz the second he runs out of fucking money. There's no doubt about it. Purely from these clips themselves.
Believing it. But so for that second event, so I told him he needs to do 2-a-days. This is like 2 weeks before the fight. I'm like, we need to do your 2-a-days. And I said, my brand is at stake. Well, he went and told Anissa that I told him my brand was at stake. So the next day she comes into the gym super mad, and she's like, our brand is at stake. We're $500,000 in the hole right now.
I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that at that time. I think a lot of the fighters would have liked to have known that. I don't think none of them needed to be in the dark about that, you know?
Yes, completely. Well, and that's the thing. They said you guys didn't promote enough, but they weren't honest about the fact that they were spending the money from the ticket sales on the hotel, on flying people in, on all these other things. So it was just like
those decisions, the gala decisions, were made while in the red.
Yes,
I have a question about that.
So she was like, we're already down 500,000. And she still had time to cancel stuff when she said that? Like, how before the event was that?
Yeah. I mean, it was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks before the event. I mean,
So she could have made some last minute moves. Yeah.
They knew they were 500K in the hole long before that, right? That's just when they yelled at us about it.
Yeah.
So they could have definitely made moves to reduce spending.
We wanted that award show so bad the next day. They really wanted to have that award show so she could give out awards. Once again, you had heard, like Ian said, he didn't want to have the fight just end and have everybody go home the next day.
He said, I'll quote him because it's very rich. He says that the first time afterwards, he woke up and everybody was gone, and he found it super depressing because he didn't get a chance to process his trauma, which seems a little bit hyperbolic, frankly, if I'm being honest. I mean, it's like a self-inflicted charity event. I wouldn't call that exactly I wouldn't put that up with like maybe like fighting in a war. I don't know, but but I guess we all define trauma differently. But so he goes, so in that case, I wanted to throw a party afterwards where we could all talk to each other and process our trauma. And then he says, we lost money, but I don't regret throwing the after party.
I'm putting the boxing gloves back on. 2 days are going to be normal when you're training for an event. People who are training you, who have their whole entire brand on the line, believe it or not, are going to say, hey Ian, train 2 times a day. Because if you don't, and you fuck up this fight again, we're gonna be thought of as bad coaches. And believe it or not, that makes unbelievable amounts of sense. But no. Me saying or they saying their brand is at stake is gonna be a huge, gigantic issue. Why? Because Anissa's in the picture, ladies and gentlemen. It all has to relate back to her. It is nobody else's fault but herself. It's nobody else's fault, you know, but herself at this point. But she will never realize that, and she will never recognize that. As a matter of fact, everything around her it's everybody else's fault. Again, no accountability, which is, you know what, fine and dandy. And that's why your event failed, and this is why you're 500k in the fucking hole, because you decided to spend it like a retard, which we'll learn about a little bit more later in the future clips. But for now, what the fuck? You had one job. Run an event. That's it. You only had a singular job, a singular proposition here. Run an event good. Good ran event. 50k in the 500k, sorry, not 50k, $500,000 in the hole, $500,000 in the hole, and you're gonna be talking about, oh, your brand is on the line, fuck you, my brand is on the line. Are you fucking kidding me? I would understand this if they were dog shit trainers, but I genuinely don't think these guys are any sort of dog shit trainers. They are seem to be very good, seem to be very professional, and they have one goal and one objective: train somebody to the best of their ability. And especially on such a massive public stage, you need to have that. You need to show that you're an amazing boxer, you're an amazing coach that is training boxers beyond all belief and beyond all recognition. And that is just stupid. How could you go this far deep, again, in the hole, and blame everybody else but yourself? It's not for me to decide. Anissa, no, you're not watching this video, but maybe you'll decide yourself.
And afterwards, everybody's hanging out, and she walks up to Ian and she goes, "You're hungry."
Yes.
And then so they had to leave because Ian was hungry. So she tells Ian when he was hungry. We're like, what the hell?
One hour later. There is nothing to say to that. Idubbbz, how far you've fallen. My God.
Another question. I heard that Anissa was talking shit about me and us even before Creator Clash 1.
Yeah, she had said, like, I forget what she said, like, but she had said that she didn't like associating with you guys for some reason, but then like you had been doing better or something, so they were happy to go on your show. It was it was vague, but she would talk, she would kind of talk poorly about a lot of different people, so it was easy to just lose track of it. But yeah, she definitely had mentioned like something about you and Hila, and like, or maybe it was just you, but somebody had done something that had offended her at one point. So she thought, yeah, so she felt like you guys weren't like good people or something. But then once you could do their show, but she loved AB and Lena. She always loved them. Yeah.
She would. So here's
There
the
you
thing.
go. Who doesn't love AB and Lena? To be fair. To be fair, right? Who doesn't love AB and Lena?
Yeah, she wanted to get her Lebanese credit, so that's why she like loved them.
She's trying to get her Lebanese credit up.
Yeah. He would always, because she would be like, they're Muslim and I'm Muslim.
Yeah,
and I was like, everything you do is haram. Like nothing you do is. I have Muslim fighters.
Yes.
They pray 5 times a day. They don't
touch women.
Like,
Protect your wife.
They're a couple of them are from Dagestan, right? And in Dagestan, you're not allowed to shake a woman's hand. Like, but if they put their hand up, they're very respectful, right?
There is a lot to unpack with this one clip here. Just this one clip alone. There is unbelievable amounts to unpack. First of all, again, Anissa is running the fucking game. I have a weird feeling that Ian Idubbbz had no problems with H3H3 before. Then all of a sudden she dislikes him, so therefore Ian has to dislike him. The same way, apparently, he has to eat. He's hungry, guys. He needs to take a piss, guys. He needs to take a shit, guys. He needs to have a shower, but of course Anissa won't tell him that one, apparently. No wonder. Maybe that's the fucking issue. Maybe Anissa has never told Ian Idubbbz to have a fucking shower, that he needs to shower at all, so therefore he smells so fucking bad. Maybe that's the reason why. I don't fucking know. Just some hypotheticals here. But on top of that, the whole entire Muslim thing. Look, here's the thing, gamers. Here's the thing. I know I say I'm Christian, or that the channel name is called The Holy Commentator. And I have the Holy Bible here from when I went to Bible camp when I was younger. But you wanna know something crazy? There's like people out there that I'm like, huh, I gotta be friends with these people because I'm Christian. You know what I fucking mean?
Because I believe in the word of Christ, in the word of God, these people will be my friends. That's exactly what it says somewhere in the Bible. And me practicing Christianity by not going to church in the last 10 years and not praying to God in the last probably 15 years.
Like, it's so stupid. It's I'm Lebanese, gamers. You know me. It's the same thing that I said in my last Idubbbz video. If I'm 1% Native American and then say, wow, I have to go through a lot of shit because I'm Native American, do you think I'm Native American? Do you look at me and hear my voice and look at the way I look and be like, that guy's Native American? Fuck no! No! There's no way. There's not a single ounce of my fucking body where I believe that in any way, shape, or fucking form. She needs to shut her fucking mouth at some point, on Twitter and apparently around people, because she's just an absolute biohazard when it comes to the shit she spews out of her fucking mouth. She is a goddamn refinery at this fucking point in time. It's just unbelievable how, again, deep they can fucking go. I've been repeating this over and over again. I feel...
Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a rubber room with rats.
I keep repeating that shit over and over in my head, basically, when just looking at the situation and every single thing that these people are saying, and we haven't even gotten to the recent drama. Jesus H. Christ, the motherfucking McSecond. My goodness.
We went back to the hotel, and then they were eating at Denny's, and they said, we need to have a meeting. So I have to go to Denny's. And they pretty much then talked about how they were going to have to fire me because I reminded Ian of his father when his father would yell at him as a kid.
Hey, Dad. This is being recorded, just real quick. I just wanted to say I love you.
What are you doing? Are you in jail?
That's your jail.
Is there a man named Bubba directly behind you right now? You're like, I love you. I'm going to get destroyed. This doesn't make me gay, Dad. This doesn't make
Okay, I mean, let's be honest here. We all knew exactly what was gonna happen. We all knew that he had daddy issues. I'm surprised Anissa didn't come out with her own daddy issues in this and saying that he reminded her of her own father as well. Who would have thought? I mean, I had a nice conversation with my father, which is the reason I'm all changed and you can actually see sunlight in the background. But regardless, again, stupid shit going down. Who would have thought? We're still going down the fucking rabbit hole.
First year that, like, because she would always talk about a certain group of people. It was like somebody named Pokimane and all these other people. And she would always talk about how she wants, like, them to be there and she wants to be a part of their group. So a lot of it, and then so that's why, like, and then the first year was like during that girl's birthday party. So
no, sorry. Knowing that detail, it breaks my heart that she had to settle for denims.
Yeah. I don't even know these people, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the only people I really know in the YouTube world is you guys, because you guys were so nice to us. Like, we got more clout from being on your show than we ever did from working with Ian, because he would never show any of the work we did. He would never. Yeah, and then everybody else, it drove me crazy. Like, AB would shout out his coach, Wale, Lucky Boy, and then
AB was all about it.
And ladies and gentlemen, of course, we have another clip where they're just asking for the bare minimum, of course, of asking for a little bit of boxing promotion. But screw that part. You have a bunch of other people that are trying to come across, and you see Anissa's trying to build up friendships with a bunch of different people. And I cannot imagine Idubbbz and Pokimane in the same fucking room. I don't know about you guys, but I do not, again, think that was, again, his own endeavor. I don't think he was ever trying to actually appeal to that shit, because why would that make any little bit of sense in anybody's mind? Of course, here's just a short response to that one, because there's going to be a double down here in this next clip, but all the other people they tried to fly out and try to get with, and a bunch of film crew shit, like, you'll understand in a sec.
Details that you guys shared with me. For example, one being that, I think it was you, Kate, that mentioned that he and Anissa did in fact pay for Hassan and all of his compadres to travel to and stay at Creator Clash 2.
Yes.
Yeah, so they were talking about that long before, about how they had to fly in all these people. First of all, they rented the hotel for over 300 creators and flew a lot of them in. When the first year it was much more scaled back. We just had a couple floors. of like some place, like a nice sweet place, but it wasn't extravagant at all. And then the second year, they did that full hotel for 300 creators. They flew a lot of people in. One of the people they flew in was Froggy Tonic, and they flew him in from France.
That's insane.
And Froggy had told us that he was there to salvage the documentary.
Yeah.
And that was super offensive to us because we're like, what do you mean salvage the documentary? And he said his job was to go around and like film Anissa having interactions with everyone. So we didn't know if that meant they were going to make the second documentary about how, or the actual documentary about how like Anissa was responsible for the event, because she did put a lot of work in for the first event and she did put a lot of work in for the second. But at the same time, in the first event, she didn't get credit for it. So she felt like she deserved all the credit. So I think that's why they paid Froggy Tonic to come film her and follow her around for the second event. But yeah, they flew in a lot of people. They rented out the whole hotel for 300 creators. And when we asked them if Ian's dad was going to be there, because he was there for the first event, they said they couldn't afford to fly Ian's dad in. It was too expensive.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty sad. And Froggy Tonic told me directly, because I met him at the hotel, right, where we were all staying at in Tampa for CC2. And he was like, oh, you're the videographer that has all the content of Ian sparring. And I said, yes, I'm super excited. I've been waiting for this documentary, but it never came out. So I heard that you're taking it over now and you're going to help with the editing. And that's when Froggy Tonic told me that, yeah, Ian and Issa brought out his whole crew from France.
His whole crew?
I think it was just him.
Well, he had a few people that were holding the cameras, his camera guys. Because the interesting thing was that usually when like someone is a videographer, they would be the one filming most of the time. But it was interesting to me that
he was just directing.
Yeah, he was more directing.
This fucking guy thinks he's Spielberg.
And now that we've related everything back to the full entire event, we are back with the shit that happened around Creator Clash 3 and Creator Clash 2 failing. And if you didn't know, Creator Clash 2 was a massive failure and a flop. And if you're flying out people left, right, and center, and of course, more daddy issues have been brought up, and you just continuously reinforce everything that's been saying this whole entire time, then no wonder this third event failed royally. And you can blame H3, you can blame whoever the fuck you want, but let's be completely honest here. We all know who fucked this whole entire thing up. It was them. They fucked up the whole entire event, tried to give it off to a bunch of other people. Of course, they couldn't salvage this shit because they continuously go crazy online, or let me correct that, Anissa continuously goes crazy online, who is one of the biggest people in this whole situation. So you tell me, what do you think happened with the third event? And do you think that they took it gracefully, or do you think they just, you know, threw people under the bus? And you'll see that in a second. But still, flying people out continuously and doing all this kind of shit and figuring this all out, and then having a documentary which is supposed to help the people that are helping you spar and helping you box, that you refuse to take their help and assessment of the whole entire thing. It just, why the fuck would you even do this event in the first place? Clearly, Ian Idubbbz was not invested into this whole entire thing. Clearly, Anissa didn't give a shit about how well her wife did in the event. Ian just didn't do any bit of good in these events. He lost twice in a fucking row. Alex Wasabi was a justifiable fighter, maybe. When you have Dr. Mike in the ring, who has 10 plus years of boxing experience, completely shredded pediatrician who already knows everything already and already has a boxing coach, and you expected him to win that fight, especially not doing 2-a-days? Like, are you fucking kidding me? And if you are doing 2-a-days, you stink like shit. No fucking wonder this whole entire thing flopped and failed in the end.
Creator Clash 3 is cancelled. So they tweeted this: we've made the difficult decision to cancel Creator Clash. All existing pay-per-view ticket holders will receive automatic refunds, no actions required. While the event will go ahead as planned, all funds raised so far will be donated to charity, and our fundraising efforts will continue in the months ahead. Thank you to all the fighters for their hard work and dedication, and to everyone who supported us over the years. We thank you, Creator Clash team.
Now, with that finally being said, I just really want to quickly say I do not actually blame the second Creator Clash team that tried to pick up everything and tried to put everything back into position again. Again, this is 100% not their fault. These guys tried the best what they could with the event they had. And of course, their event that they got was in fucking a burning pile of fucking semen in a fucking corner. There was nothing they can really do to kind of rectify and go back from an event like that. Everybody was preying on his downfall. Regardless of a charity event or not, if it was terribly run in the very first place, people were lying left, right, and center about the whole entire event. And then, of course, you have all the drama surrounding the event, and the event going a little bit political, purely based off of Idubbbz and Anissa. There's no doubt there's going to be a very big, massive struggle to try to get everybody back together into doing this kind of event again, or trying to get people in seats again. I'm not blaming these people, and I want to say that ahead of time before we start talking about Nathan Barnett, also known as Dad, and his experience with the whole entire event.
Creator Clash 2 and 3 have genuinely put me into a bad spot financially. And so anyway, I spent all the $20,000 on promo, food, gym, training, and then I get back to LA after Creator Clash and I have nothing because I was expecting a bonus. The reason I spent all $20,000 that year was because this person tells me it's going to be bigger and better, which it looked like it was shaping up to be, and then I'll just take that $30,000 or $40,000 bonus. It'll be amazing. I'll get an actual paycheck. She was having a party, and there is where Anissa told me, hey, there's no bonus. We didn't get any money from the pay-per-view, and people like pirated it. There was people in Discords with 30,000 people watching it for free. But there was no money left over for the fighters to have a bonus. And it's kind of like, I feel like Clark Griswold in a way, where like I'm banking on that Christmas bonus, and then I don't get it.
We're back to the coins again. These greedy bastards will not even pay a fucking bonus to these people. I'm paying a bonus to the boxers who probably bring the most amount of views in. Regardless if you know Nathan Barnett or not, I think everybody has seen at very least the clips from Creator Clash 1 and Creator Clash 2 where he's been beating the fucking piss out of everybody steps in the ring. Like Super Mega, for example. And again, I love Super Mega. They're really cool dudes. I like watching their content as well. But to see him go in the ring and dominate like that, there's no other way to say it, but he clearly worked that money out very, very effectively. This $20,000 he had on him, the $20,000 he spent on making sure he's the best shape when it comes down to boxing, it deserves a bonus. Right? These people are going in there, spending all their fucking time training and shit like that, getting their fucking heads beat off, which again, we'll talk about a little bit more in a second, and they can't even offer these guys a bonus. Charity or not, these fighters deserve their income. They deserve getting a little bit more of a bonus afterwards. They deserve that, at very least. They're bringing views to your event, right? And at very least, what you can do is the whole entire UFC thing is like providing a bonus to the best fight of the night type of thing. And I think, honestly, if you go look at the Creator Clash events, Nathan Barnett would probably be one of the people that would get those bonuses because he finished both of his opponents in the first round. And again, very well, very effectively. He deserved that bonus. Fuck you, Ian and Anissa, for fucking this guy over.
But it happened one night when I had a very hard sparring session. And when I turn my head now, I see bright flashes on the side and left of my head. I'm seeing them right now. It happens all the time. It happens all the time, and I never had that happen. And then that night, it started happening. And it was after 2 weeks in a row of hard sparring. And that was the hardest sparring I'd ever had. Didn't take me down, though. And then he had to take a knee. And he is a 27-year-old amateur boxer. Just saying. Well, what the heck does it matter? Because I just did it all, and now I'm seeing flashing, and my knees kill, and I don't get anything for it, and there's no fight happening. This is boxing, and I did sign up for it voluntarily. I'm aware of what happens in boxing. I'm aware you get injuries, and I'm okay with that, and I'm willing to accept them. It's just really disappointing and a bummer, because now I don't get to even fight in the event, or make a little bit of extra cash to help pay rent.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, guys. I just got back from a hard sparring session. I was just really working towards a boxing match, and it just doesn't look super good for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not looking good at all for me. But thank God I'm going to be able to get in there soon, you know. I can't wait to just show everybody that my training has actually been, you know, put to good use after all this strenuous training. Oh, wait a second. I'm getting a call. Oh, what? The event is canceled? No way! I can't believe this. You see what this does to a person? You decided to release a video and it fucked over the whole entire event, and then you fuck this guy over who's been working his ass off. And again, deservedly. You could say again whatever you want about this guy and how he, you know, tried to defend the event in the past and how all that kind of shit and all the drama surrounding that, but he clearly worked his ass off for this, and you couldn't even give him a fucking fight or a matchup. I really pray to God that like DAZN or some other fucking company will pick him up, or that he'll accept that kind of thing, because Creator Clash 3 is a little bit of a different experience from what you'd experience from the other boxing events that you'd have, like around DAZN or whatever, the KSI events or whatever, right? But no, here we are again in the whole entire fucking loophole where you screw over a guy because of a canceled event that you guys caused to get canceled. You can blame H3 as much as you fucking want for this shit, but this is on you guys, which again, we'll discuss even more later because he talks about that.
Then Ian tells me, before Creator Clash 3 is about to happen, oh, I'm putting out a hit piece on Ethan Klein. And I'm thinking, oh my God, dude, why are you doing this? Why are you trying to cause trouble? Because now I'm thinking, this is gonna ruin Creator Clash 3 and I'm gonna get screwed again. And he screws every single person. He screws Real Good Touring, all the business professionals who are making this event with him. He screws me. He screws every other boxer. Everyone was screwed from Ian's dumb video because he couldn't wait 2 months. I wasn't trying to insult Ian or Anissa, but I was just addressing the obvious that yes, this is awkward now. I'm sorry. And I felt that was not an unfair thing to do. Then The next day, Anissa texts me a screen grab of my donation, and she says, "Is this real?" Anissa took that as I was supporting her enemy that she has chosen, by the way. Ethan and Atri are not my enemy. So then Anissa makes me feel guilty and bad for what I thought was a nice thing. And she's like, "Oh, I can't believe you would do that. I'm 44 freaking years old. This is childhood, high school garbage. What the heck are you doing?"
And so we finally get into the H3H3 stuff. Hey there, guys, we're back again, going full fucking circle. So what you guys decided to do, obviously, was this, right? And this is why I always hate when everybody's like, "Oh, it's H3H3 who ruined the event." All you had to do, according to literally everybody, people on your side, people with your political ideology, even fucking Ludwig came out not too far ago and said, "Hey, you could have just waited until the event was finished before you released that hit piece." But no. You guys decided to prematurely ejaculate all over this fucking event, and then of course no dude wants to go near that shit. Nobody wants to go close to any type of premature ejaculation out there on the streets, if you know what I fucking mean. And that's exactly what they did, and like he said in this clip, it screws over every single fighter, because now every single fighter, now in your mind, has to take on this beef, has to take on this drama, has to hate H3H3, and if they don't hate H3H3, including Lena, who fucking works for H3H3, like, you really wonder why nothing really worked out in the end like this? You really wonder? Oh, this is insane for me, guys. Where's my packet of crayons? Like, holy shit. Put your mind in the fucking position of these boxers. They're getting into the fucking ring, but their whole entire objective is I'm gonna fight for fun. I'm gonna fight for charity. I'm gonna fight for all this kind of shit. But no. Now you have to fight for politics, and you have to fight against H3H3 because you released that kind of thing, and it tied it basically to this event. Are you fucking kidding me? And of course, in the content deputy, you decide to respond and still talk about the event, and that's not going to help your case either. All you have to do is fucking wait. But no. He says that he can keep his mouth shut in the content deputy, but obviously, he fucking can't. Jesus fucking Christ. And even for comparison, if you don't believe me and you think I'm over-exaggerating about having to hate H3H3 to like this event, what happened with Sam Hyde? They kicked Foggy Fesh off the card purely because of his association with Sam Hyde. So we can't even use that excuse of, oh, well, maybe it wouldn't have happened if they liked H3H3 and they said it publicly. Well, here we fucking are. Again, full circle. He didn't want to get kicked off the event. Clearly, it's a big, gigantic little fucking stepping on glass when it comes around this fucking event because people have been banned for this before. Froggy Fish was banned from this before. That was a whole fucking drama around Creator Clash 2 as well. Also, making sure butts are out of seats. I have a weird feeling these guys never even wanted to sell tickets to an event and didn't even want to fucking do this event in the first place. It's kind of crazy, don't you think?
I put my heart into this. I got freaking beat hard this year, harder than I ever had. And I thought, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna train like a freaking professional. Keep my head down, avoid this drama, and now here I am, screwed.
The last thing I want to say is that I always tried to be respectful of them, publicly and personally, when I was talking to them. I've always given them the benefit of the doubt and never really wanted to place blame on them or anyone. And then it turns out they were just talking trash about me behind my back. Ian's coach said on H3 that they used to say I was weird and talk trash about me, and then I also heard the same thing from Froggy Fresh 2 years ago. I don't care if people think I'm weird because I do make weird videos. I like being different and unique. I'm used to people saying I'm weird. I was just very surprised that it was happening by 2 other creative people. I thought they were like me, and I didn't expect them to make fun of me for being different. I thought that was the point of Creator Clash, was to gather the unique people and put them in a boxing ring. I guess not.
There's the last clip we're going to see, ladies and gentlemen. Jeffrey Dahmer would be impressed about the amount of backstabs these guys have. It is genuinely impressive at this point how they're able to screw over every single person in their vicinity. Every single one of them were completely backstabbed from start to finish. Whether it's his coaches, whether if it's friends, whether it's the fighters on the card that they apparently so dearly care about, they screwed them over from start to finish. It is embarrassing, and at this fucking point, there is no wonder why the whole entire internet is making fun of them. Ian Idubbbz, as everyone knows, would have made a content cop on himself if it was him in the past. He would have made a content cop because, first of all, we looked at the TanaCon. That was a poorly run event, and he was the one making fun of it. Anissa could have been behind the scenes and jump scaring everybody from left, right, and center. That could be true as well, but at the same time, he clearly made that content cop video in the past, and he clearly still had his edgy charm to himself in the first place. But again, this is embarrassing, and this is sad, and this is depressing. If you go and look at a boxer like this who spent all of his fucking time getting beat hard to try and train for these events, and you can't get him a bonus, and you continuously screw him over and over, screw these fighters over and over and over again, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think no one's going to have any bad things to say about you? It's not that the internet is full of incels, not that everybody's a Nazi and everybody is against you somehow. The only reason everyone is against you is because you put this on yourself. You can't backstab this many people and not expect to get any sort of backlash for it. Welcome to the fucking internet. You did this publicly. You're going to be taking shit publicly for the rest of your goddamn career. And inevitably, when Anissa does leave Ian, because of the money drought or whatever the fuck happens, this is going to be the most important day for him, where he's going to decide what's going to happen next with his life. Now, with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I am finally finished with this video. So, of course, if you like this video, do me a favor, like and subscribe. I finally hit 1K subscribers as of recording this video. And, of course, I will be putting over... Oh, son of a fucking bitch. Sorry, I had an aneurysm there. I will be putting out a 1,000 subscriber special here very shortly. It's going to be a COD commentating video. And I have a bunch of other videos that I actually have planned over the next little while. So, hope you guys enjoy that. With all that being said, I'll see y'all next time. This is me, the Holy Commentator, signing off now.